This is Abnormal Entertainment.
Welcome, everybody, to the Cinema Head Cheese Podshort for The Babysitter. This is Kevin Moyers, and before we begin, we are sponsored by Bunny17 Media. If you head to bunny17media.com, bunny, the number 17media.com, you can use the code CHC to get 15% off of your total purchase there at the website. Doesn't matter how much you spend, you still get the discount. There's no minimum, and you can get all kinds of books, including the book that my daughter and I wrote. You've heard her on this show plenty of times. It is called Search for the Book of the Guardians. It is the first in the Adventures of Casey and the Jackalope series. And, yes, we use the lesser used spelling of jackalope because the A just fucks with my head. Honestly, it needs to be E-L-O-P, like antelope is, because it's half antelope, half jackrabbit, right? Sort of, kind of, even though it's just mostly a jackrabbit with antlers. Who gives a shit? It's a great kid's book, and I know you have Christmas shopping to do. It's getting there. I mean, it's going to be Halloween soon, right? So get over there, get the book, get Blast of the Clown. You can get all kinds of books that I've worked on in the past. You can get a book from Calvin Mailer called How to Quit Being an Asshole in 5 Easy Steps. I had to look at the book itself real quick because I have a copy of it right here at my desk. So there we go. And if you are going to be at Tucson Comic-Con, we're doing 3 Cinema Head Cheese panels, a live Masterpiece Theater, and we will be at the Bunny17 Media Table A26 in the Artist Alley. So with that out of the way, let's get to The Babysitter. This is a Netflix original movie for Halloween. It is directed by Mick G. Has a cast of hot and sexy teens, or, supposed teens. They're all, like, in their 20s and whatnot. Mostly their middle 20s. None that I really recognized other than Robbie Amell, who I know from The Flash and the rest of the Arrowverse, basically. Cousin to Stephen Amell, who plays the Green Arrow, Oliver Queen. So, other than that, they were all really new people to me. And they all have pretty solid careers. I mean, busy careers. It's just stuff that's not really in my world, so to speak. Kind of an interesting story. As a kid named Cole, who basically falls in love with his babysitter, Bea, and she's played by Samara Weaving, an Australian actress. Judah Lewis plays Cole. Both did a great job. I don't blame him for falling in love with her. She's everything a young boy would want in a girlfriend, plus she's smoking hot. It's what you think about. She's cool, she's fun, she thinks about the same nerdy shit you do, stuff like that. So, Cole is head over heels for his babysitter. So, his parents go out of town for the weekend, ask if she can stay there, keep an eye on him. She says, sure. He goes to bed. He's pretty certain she's going to have some friends over for a little party. So he sneaks out of his room, watches from the top of the stairs as they play Spin the Bottle. Now, and I'm not really giving anything away because this is all pretty well in the trailer. When they're playing Spin the Bottle, they land on the super nerdy kid who doesn't seem to fit in with the rest. And it lands on B, sorry. But she has to go around and kiss everybody. And the last one is the super nerdy kid. That's what it is. And she jabs 2 knives in his head. And they're going to use the blood for whatever ritual. They're Satanists. And, it goes a little bit to that 80s satanic panic kind of thing. it is a comedic horror movie. It is almost Home Alone put to horror. We could put it that way, because Cole is on his own, tries to call the police, and as it happens in these movies, the cops get killed, and now it's him versus the bad guys. Robbie Amell, for some reason, is shirtless throughout the movie, so enjoy that, ladies and fellas who are into Robbie Amell. Even if you're into Stephen Amell, close enough, right? Sure, he's almost like if Stephen Amell was in 98 Degrees. He's kind of the Nick Lachey, Stephen Amell combo. He has that Nick Lachey kind of vibe to him, I think. Now that I think about it, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, so like I said, it is sort of Home Alone-ish in the way Cole has to handle each of these people, and things get really gory and really dicey, and it all takes place within Cole's house. So, and ultimately, of course, he has to face B, and that is the toughest part. It's a fun, silly kind of movie. Not the greatest thing. Didn't hold my attention very well throughout, but I did enjoy it. I think there are other things that I'd rather watch as a Halloween movie, but if you got a bunch of friends hanging out, you want some bullshit that you can put on in the back, not to call this movie bullshit, but you want some background movie stuff that's perfect for a Halloween party. It's not real gory. It's cartoon kind of gore and blood. There's no nudity in the movie, so you don't have to worry about that. So it actually is kind of a good party film. Some laughs in it, stuff like that. It's not my favorite thing. Again, McG directed it, and he's kind of all over the place with stuff, but he did take the Tarantino route with the blood and that sort of thing. So I would say if you're looking for something fun and silly, this is a good one. Along the lines of Babysitter. My daughter is 9 now, and we're trying to figure out horror movies for her to watch. She has expressed an interest in Psycho, because we saw a thing about the infamous shower scene, and I explained to her that Hitchcock used chocolate syrup because the stage blood didn't look good on camera and all that stuff, and she's like, oh, that's really interesting, because she's into that, like, how it's done things, especially back when she got to see some of Rotten Tail being filmed. So she was interested in that and made her want to watch Psycho. And it's, 1960. It's nothing a kid can't handle, black and white, whatever. She's a little too leery about gremlins yet, which I saw when I was 8. But anyway, there is some stuff on Netflix as well that you can pop on for a kid that has those themes to it. There is a movie and a series called My Babysitter is a Vampire, and she burned through all of it. It has vampires. One character is a seer, so he has visions. A guy whose grandmother's a witch, so he's learning spells. And, the movie focuses on vampires. So you start with the movie and then go into the series. 'Cause the series came like a year or two later. But the series goes into werewolves, ghosts, all kinds of crazy shit. But she dug it. She had fun with it. It's comedic, a little corny, but decent. And speaking of the Arrowverse, the main villain in My Babysitter is a Vampire is the guy that played Ragman in Arrow in season 5. Part of the new Arrow crew. So I don't have his name in front of me right now, but regardless, you can watch The Babysitter and get one half of Firestorm, or you can watch My Babysitter is a Vampire and get Ragman. So, a little bit of something for everybody. Two babysitter things you can watch, and get the Halloween spirit up. And I think I'd like to review something else Halloween related in the next episode. So I'm going to look at it. There are a few things up there on Netflix that are interesting, and some other stuff that I've seen. Also started watching a web series called AKA Wyatt Cenac, where Wyatt Cenac plays himself if he were to be a vigilante superhero. And they're short 10-minute episodes. I watched a few of them. It's kind of interesting. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to do a review of that as well, because, why not review everything anywhere? Who cares? It's fun. It's movie, TV. Do it. You know what I mean? So there you go. So Babysitter, My Babysitter's a Vampire for kids. And, not like probably 5-year-olds, but my daughter's 9. She dug it. And some of her friends at school turned her on to it. So there you go. And don't forget, bunny17media.com. Use the code CHC and pick up our book. Pick up all of our books over there. It's fun stuff. And honestly, search for the Book of the Guardians. Great book for kids. And, builds vocabulary. Just do it. Just go get it. Support us. Everything we do. We work hard on this stuff, and there's this attitude, and I know we'll get it at Comic-Con because it happens all the time. People walk around and look at you like you're insane for charging money for art. But if we don't, at some point, then there's no purpose in us doing it. So, we need to sustain this. We can't print books. We can't build websites. We can't do this stuff without support. So please do that. I'm asking very nicely, because we've been doing this, Cinema Head Cheese, since 2011. And our first episode where we interviewed Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero. So it's been it's been a good, fun run. We're not stopping anytime soon, but the support is necessary. So I'm asking you to do this for me, for the show. If you enjoy this, there's stuff there for everybody. So go check it out. And thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Always do. And we will see you next time. Subscribe and download back episodes of Cinema Head Cheese the podcast, and read all of our movie reviews and news at cinemaheadcheese.com. Email us at cinemaheadcheese@yahoo.com. Search Cinema Head Cheese on Facebook and tweet us at CINHeadCheese. And for more podcasts, books, comics, blogs, and videos, head to abnormalentertainment.com.
You've been listening to the Abnormal Entertainment Network.
Hello, I'm the host of Glory Hound and the Uninvited Gamers, a podcast featuring gamer news, kickstarting board games, and heavy entertainment. So if this floats your boat, check us out on Stitcher, iTunes, or at gloryhound.com.